Hi guys, it's BB. Welcome back to my channel, my beautiful monarch butterflies. I hope that all of you are having a lovely day. In today's video, we are doing this lovely patchwork single signature junk journal that I created using some of the scraps. I was purging some of the items in my closet and these scraps just called out to me and I was like, you know what? I haven't made one in a while, so let's make one. I used some vintage trims, some vintage pillowcases from the last journal I created, and then I topped it off with this beautiful sari silk that my oldest son, Hasiel, picked out. And then you could see some sweet little beads at the bottom that matched perfectly with it. And then there was like an embroidery, I guess like little handkerchief that I had. And I thought the seams or like the little, you know, the little, I don't even know what to call them, the edges. I thought they would be perfect for this journal. So we went ahead and did that. Although this sari silk has pink in it, my son said that it still matched somewhat with the reds and the yellows. So we're going with it. It will be listed up on my POSHMARK if you guys want to check it out for yourselves or snag it up as a gift for somebody. On the inside, I lined it with some scrapbooking paper and almost like a sheer fabric, white fabric, but had like little dainty flowers on it, and I thought it was perfect for this journal. Put some project life cards and a little DIY flip up tag with some of the scraps that I had as well, that, you know, when you cut off some of the remnants from your pages and stuff. So I like to save all those and sometimes make little tags and stuff. I also wanted to use and incorporate some pages from some of the books that I recently thrifted, and they had like inspirational religious, you know, poems in it, and so I decided to put that into this journal. I thought it was perfect. And then here I made a sweet little envelope so you can tuck some goodies in there if you'd like. This journal has lots of red tones in it, yellows. I just think those vibrant colors are happy colors, and I noticed that I use that a lot in my palette whenever I'm creating journals, and so that's how this cutie was born. I used a lot of the little scrappy goodness that was like in my bag that I was purging out, and yeah, I hadn't made one in a while, so yeah, this is what ended up being made, and I think it turned out really special. I do have like a flower book, and it shows some details about the flowers on the pages. And then here, if you really don't know what to journal about and you're new to junk journaling, you can, it says what is your mood for today, and you can journal about that. It gives you like little prompts. And then here I created another little envelope. You might have seen some of the scraps in the beginning of the journal there, and this one says start of the day, what are your goals for today, and end of day, like what all did you accomplish, what are you grateful for. I love little things like that, because if and when you go to open up this journal once again, you're able to look back during that time period that you did journal about those things. You can always see like what were you up to, what were you doing, what was it like during that time, you know what I'm saying? So here I ended up putting some more like little journaling spaces. This is a little tea-dyed ephemera that I decided to include, and then here it's like a little vellum sticker, and then a little tiny tag with a scalloped edge, and I thought that would be really sweet to put in here as little extras. I personally like to include envelopes and stuff like that in my journal, just because sometimes I want to put more pictures that I cannot fit all of them in one spread, and so it's always nice to, you know, stuff them into pockets or envelopes like this. This one's a tea-dyed paper that I made into an envelope, and it was one of my first creations when I first got like my miniature sewing machine. So yeah, that's like a little fun fact there for you guys. This is a cute little quote from my friend Rosie. She had free printables, and I ended up incorporating into this journal because I love quotes, I love Bible verses, things like that. This is also a prompt, so if you need some inspiration on what to journal about, these are also so very helpful. And then this I found from a magazine. It says favorite quote. And then here I was gifted this from my sweet friend NJ, which I call her my tia. She's like my tia here on YouTube. So I just stamped on the tag, and then here's a wonderful quote from Pablo Picasso. This is just to give you, again, like ideas of what, because you don't have to journal like a lot, right? You can just journal a little bit and express how certain quotes make you feel, or what you pulled from a Bible verse, you know, that you read and how it inspired you. And then here I used a wallpaper pocket that my sweet friend Dale over at Not Too Shabby Chic sent me, and I thought it would be perfect for this journal. And then here again, some more journaling spaces for you, and it has like a little faint yellow on it, and again, lots of yellows and reds in this journal. And then I love this page. It's got irises on it, and I love the green edging that the pages have, so I decided to include that. And I feel like this journal has a bit of like an eclectic style to it, as well as like botanical, summery vibe. Oh, this little envelope was gifted to me in some Happy Mail. I figured it'd be cute if you find flowers, you can put like petals inside that envelope. And here I used the paint swatch, and I just thought it turned out so super cute, and I decided to incorporate into this journal. And then Susan over at I Totally Love It, I love her channel name, by the way, I think it's so cute. She has free printables. I'll be linking those down below as well, and I wanted to include them here in the journal because I thought they would be a perfect fit. And it's been a little bit since I've used map pages in my journals. I used to use them a lot, and the more I've grown with my journaling, I feel like now I'm more selective about certain pages that I put into my journals. But yeah, it's been a little bit since I've used one. I reinforced this page with washi tape. I kind of flipped through it really quick, but again, here is another printable by Susan, Totally Love It, with the pink tag. And then I stuffed all those goodies into this little library pocket there. And then you can write a date right there. And then this was gifted to me in some Happy Mail, so I decided to stuff it into the little pocket there because I thought the colors just went and coordinated beautifully. Here's a large tag and a fake little postcard and a sticker. And then I show you a little bit how you can collage it on this tag. And I also love to make my tags look more fun than they actually are by reinforcing them with like little hole reinforcers that I DIY myself, and I just think they add a beautiful pop of color. Here's a masterboard card that I created, and you can see all the variety of colors, the little textures that I incorporated there, and then it's backed up onto some ledger paper, so you can do some journaling on the back. This says palos verdes, which means blue sticks, and oh no, not blue sticks, green sticks, sorry. I forgot my Spanish there for a second. And it talks a little bit about the worm, I guess, the caterpillar. So pretty, some vellum sheets there. And then I did a little cluster there, collage. And then I embossed some paper there that I decided to share because I thought the blues went beautifully with the scrapbooking paper that you see in the back. And again, some printables from Susan. So Susan, thank you so very much. Beautiful printables, by the way. I've been having a lot of fun playing around with them. And then here, me and my son Paul, we go out and pick flowers together when we go on our walks. This is one of the flowers I decided to laminate and share within this journal. And again, just giving like ideas when you pick certain flowers. Some of them are just too chunky to laminate. You could do like a tiny little envelope and then put the petals inside the little envelope, which I thought was a beautiful idea. And I love how these colors just coordinated too. We're nearing the center of the journal now, but here I did some more stamping of a sunflower. And then here I did a little bit of a scalloped edge and just embellished this Project Life card, and I think it turned out really cute. And then here I did another flip up tag with a Project Life card. You could do some journaling there on the front and possibly put pictures on the inside there. And then again, showing you guys. I'm so proud of like the little reinforcers. I think they just add a fun element to your tags. And then here, that's a sweet little fun tuck spot. And then this opens up. You could do some journaling there. And again, who doesn't love sunflowers? They're so beautiful. I love them. And so it just tucks in there. And then you can journal in the back of that if you wanted to, like on the page, even though there's a little tuck spot there. I had also recently featured like a haul here on like a collective haul on my channel, and a lot of books that I picked up were unused and stuff, and I couldn't wait to incorporate them into this journal. And I feel like that's how we all get when we buy new things. We're like, oh, I can't wait to get into my craft room and use them. And so I was able to incorporate them into this journal. And one of the pages is actually the one that I'm about to flip you guys on. That one with like the butterflies and the leaves and stuff. I think it's so cute. Oh, and Sierra made these beautiful ruffles for me. So thank you, Sierra, over at the Chloe Craft Corner. They are so beautiful. And I think they added such a wonderful touch to this journal. And then again, just like more prompt pages. I think they're like really helpful when it comes to journaling. And they're questions that you would never think to journal about, I feel. So here's another little flip up tag with some of the scraps. And then right behind that, I have this little recipe card. It has a chicken on it. Chickens make me happy. I think they're so cute. And then what if you dated the egg, you know, the little egg? It's like the little spot there that you could put a little date on. And then here's some more of that iris page book with the beautiful border. And then Susan, here comes Susan again with her beautiful printables, her freebies. And then I did a little Project Life card thing there. I'm not really sure how to describe it. I just added like a vellum sticker and I think it turned out really cute. I love wallpaper pockets. They're so cute. And then I filmed this outside, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but this one, it says, well, what was your first kiss like? So, ooh, you could journal about your boyfriend or your hubby. I think that'd be so cute. Like sharing your first kiss with them. Adorable. And then here, I did a big tag and it says, nourish your soul. And then it just looked like a creative room there, like an artistic room. And I would imagine like that's what a beautiful craft room that was organized, unlike my own. That's what it would look like. And how else do we nourish our souls besides like going outside, getting fresh air, taking time to do our art, maybe sing, maybe thrift? I don't know. How do you like to nourish your soul? Those are me personally. But anyways, there's like journaling spaces there. And then I forget that I don't really mention my stitching on the edges, but yeah, I did some stitching on the edges. And then I used one of Susan's freebies as a little tuck spot there. And then I get a little close up on it. Isn't it beautiful? Susan did such a wonderful job. And then here I incorporated like a little doily, and then there's more of those little prompts. What can I do to be my best self? What did you do today? I love those pages. I might have to make a journal for myself and add some of those. Again, some more flowers, because who doesn't love flowers? They're such a beautiful vibe. And then here is a Claude Monet card. What would you call this? Yeah, I guess like a card. And then on the back, you can see some information about it. Super pretty. I also ended up thrifting a big box of Claude Monet cards, and I can't wait to use them in my journals. I think they just add such a wonderful touch as well. And then the fun tabs, they come from my sweet friend Dale over at Not Too Shabby Chic. Oh, and here's like a dog lover prayer, and you can see the little puppy is posed up next to some shoes. It's so cute. I love the pictures and stuff. And this is the Lord's bouquet, so it's like talking about how she went outside and like picked flowers and stuff, and you know, picked them out specifically for the Lord, and I think that was just so sweet. And again, you guys, this will be listed up on my POSHMARK for anybody who's interested. Also, be sure and use my code down below if you are new to POSHMARK. If you use that code, it'll save you $10 off of your first purchase. Thanks, you guys, for having clicked on my video and for watching and for commenting. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of y'all's day. Y'all please take care, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye!